Happy summer, Virgo. Welcome to your June 2021 astrological forecast. So, your ruling planet is in Gemini right now, and it's retrograde. Where you have Gemini in your chart is your 10th house of your career, your public reputation for professional or even personal life. It's your status, more or less, but it's how people view you and speak about you publicly. So the sun's here up until like the 19th, and there's a new moon solar eclipse in Gemini, okay, on the 10th. So there's an awful lot of action going on here. Any kind of eclipse, lunar or solar, the effects usually last for months. Okay, so again, this is your 10th house of career. You know, the sun's here, so you'll probably have a lot more contact with like higher ups or the boss or something like that, or if you're self-employed, kind of like prestigious clients, or if you don't work at all, you're still rubbing elbows with someone or other that could be pretty important in your own like community or something like that. But if you were looking for another position, or some kind of promotion, but it looks like another job, a different job or something like that. You know, this is quite an impact around this new moon solar eclipse. Okay, so if you had been inquiring all along about a position, this may be when you would hear about it or be contacted about it. You may be kind of torn as to should you leave where you are and go to this new place, or maybe you're not exactly sure what to do, especially when this could be a position that you applied for like months ago or a long time ago, something like that. With Mercury retrograde here, it comes back to you. You know, anything regarding this house, the 10th house. So you could have even maybe in the past written something or said something. This doesn't even have to be like printed in like a newspaper or magazine or anything. This could be like in social media, online somewhere, you know. So it could come back at this time. That neither good nor bad. It's just that somebody could ask you about it. You're lucky if you remember it, right? So this is a time, though, if you do any kind of public speaking, it's a really good idea to watch what you say. You may even stutter a little bit here and there, just because, you know, it's Mercury retrograde. It is your ruling planet, and it does well when it's in your sign, or any sign actually, but with it being retrograde, sometimes you get a little bit tongue-tied, and you really, if you are, let's say, even in contact with a higher up, or you know, the head honchos or at whatever company you work for, really be careful what you say to them. And also, if you're in some kind of negotiations with anyone right now, you have to be especially explicit and detailed about what you expect from your job, your position, or whatever, you know, because it's kind of misconstrued with Mercury here being retrograde. Things get kind of misunderstood. So, or you may forget to say something pretty important too. So if you do have to have some kind of important conversation with someone in regards to your career, it's probably a good idea to write down the finer points of what you would really like to cover, because more than likely you will forget what you really wanted to say. Okay, so the month starts off with Venus in Cancer. Where you have Cancer in your chart is your 11th house, and Mars is still here in Cancer up until the 10th. Okay, so the sun moves here on the 20th, so it's still, this 11th house is still going to be pretty active. Your 11th house is your house of dreams, hopes, and wishes, your friends and acquaintances. It's where you would normally go to hang out, or the places where you frequent. Excuse me. It's any kind of organization that you belong to, but it's your house of sociability. So it makes you a little bit more aggressive right now with Mars being here since last month and wanting to go out, wanting to go out and to socialize in person, go to a place where you used to always go, a bar or a club or something like that, or do something to see your friends. Maybe you haven't seen them for a while. Or you could also be wanting to join some kind of organization. And with Mars here, it does make you a little bit more aggressive in that area. Maybe maybe at any other time of the year it doesn't really mean all that much to you, but for some reason there could be an organization that you would really like to be a part of right now. Having Venus here brings a lot of really nice, pleasant times with your friends. If you're not out socializing, you're online socializing. And Venus adds anything pleasant to your conversation. Like people aren't very interested in talking about anything serious right now, and I'm sure they're probably very tired of hearing about the pandemic and whatever. So you may be attracted to or be attracting people that are very lighthearted at this time, just because there's been so much seriousness in everyone's life that by now, that it's something that not people avoid, but they're moving on. It's time to move on. So that's more or less something like that you're up to with your friends, or even new people that come into your life. There's a full moon in Capricorn on the 24th, and where you have Capricorn in your chart is your 5th house. It's directly across from your 11th house. The 5th house is the house of parties and fun, gambling, creativity and romance. So something may possibly, if you do attend some kind of party maybe, or a gathering of some kind or whatever, something might happen there that kind of reflects on your social life in a way, or one of your friends or something like that. It's not a very big deal. In fact, one of your friends, or even someone like an acquaintance that you don't even know that well, may say something to you about maybe somebody you're dating or you're involved with, or if 5th house is also the house of creativity, so somebody could ask you about maybe some kind of project that you're working on, and it's maybe not a kind of a pleasant conversation. In fact, they may drop a bit of a bomb or whatever by telling you that something else is going on. Let's say, as far as a creative project goes, that there's other people involved in it now, and blah blah blah, and you didn't even know about this stuff. So it's a time when somebody could inform you about something that the 5th house governs. Okay, let's see here. Well, Jupiter is in Pisces, your opposite sign. Okay, where you have Pisces in your chart is your 7th house. It turns retrograde on the 20th, and Neptune is in Pisces. It's been there for years now, and it also turns retrograde on the 25th. So these two planets are in your 7th house, directly across from your 1st house. And your 7th house is your house of close relationships and partnerships, whether business or romantic or just like a close friend. With these planets turning retrograde, having Jupiter here even briefly, like till the end of July, it will move here fully at the end of December, but it could bring a sudden opportunity to expand your friendships, more or less, your close relationships. You could be asked to go into business with someone or be part of a business, okay, with Jupiter here. The opportunity for that comes up, okay. Neptune here sometimes glosses things over with these two planets traveling together. So you have opportunity coming to you, but may not be all it's cracked up to be. So it's a good idea not to leave like something current that's pretty stable in order to try something new that's more interesting, okay. And this is in any kind of relationship, so just take it with a grain of salt. I wouldn't do anything real permanent if I were you, but lots of opportunities here, even ones that have passed you by, or in the past, or something that you were interested in the past may come around again. The opportunity to form some kind of close relationship with someone, whether it's business and or romantic or just friendship. But just keep in mind that this person isn't all that they say they are, or their situation isn't clear to you. They may have an awful lot of baggage or something like that. So the best time to do something each month is when the moon is in your own sign, and the moon is in Virgo on the 16th and 17th. The best time to lay low is when the moon is in your opposite sign, and your opposite sign is Pisces, and those dates are the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 28th, 29th, and 30th. The best time for romance, creativity, fun, recreation, any kind of gambling or speculation, and anything to do with children is the 11th, 12th, 13th, 24th, 25th, and 26th. The best time for money is the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 18th, 19th, and 20th. The best time for your career is the 8th, 9th, and 10th. And the best time for communication and travel is the 6th, 7th, 8th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd. So please remember to subscribe to my channel and click on the little bell there. You'll be notified each time I upload something. And check out the description box below, where you'll find a link to my video on Mercury retrograde, a link to ask me a question, and a link to my website if you were interested in having your personal chart done. And don't forget to check out my weekly forecasts. I will see you next week. Goodbye.